ho, ho, it's
Banter.
you know.
It was banter.
I throw my hands up in the air sometimes, saying,
Banter.
gotta let go.
Banter.
This could be the greatest
Banter.
of our life. I'm loving
Banter.
instead.
Okay, welcome everybody once again to the Banter Cab. We're back, and in the cab today we have Ataraxia. Just picked him up from the Welsh Valleys, ready for his game against London Conspiracy. Ataraxia, my good man, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty great, thank you, man. How are you doing?
Not too bad at all. Ataraxia, for those who don't know who you are, please let me know. Please tell us all about who you are.
I am a player for the Titan team for Smite. Most notably, I was at the World Championships where we finished second, and more recently, I stole the second ever pentakill in competitive play, and I'm not very much liked for it.
That's the most important thing. Let's be clear. That's the most important thing. It's not nothing to do with worlds and finishing second. It's all about stealing pentakills. And with that, Titan, you just mentioned it. You guys finished second at Worlds. I mean, what have you done with the money, first of all? That's the question people want to know. Where's the money gone?
Well, the first thing I did was get this pretty nice chair.
Oh, we see.
Because, you know, this is now a career, so...
It even fits in the Banter Cab.
A good chair. Yeah,
It even
right?
fits in the Banter Cab. It's perfect.
And aside from that, I bought a new computer so I could step up the streaming, which unfortunately has had some issues, but is hopefully all fixed now. And aside from that, I've been quite boring and I've just not done anything. I'm just going to collect interest and
So
go
between
with it.
like Worlds and then the start of the spring season starting off again, I mean, what did you guys get up to? Was it just like back to practicing again, or was it a few weeks break? What kind of happened there?
It was kind of an odd period. We wanted to take a bit of a break, but we didn't really. So it was kind of unmotivated practice, which probably in hindsight wasn't the best thing. I think either do a hard break or do hard practice, not the in between.
And then looking towards what happened at Spring Split as well, I was going to bring up the brackets for everyone, the rankings of that. We didn't see you perform as well as we expected. I mean, you guys finished top 2, at Worlds, top 2, and then we slipped down to 3rd position in the rankings overall, finishing 3-2 overall. Well, I mean, what went on with the season? Talk me through it. Like, where were the highs and lows?
Okay, well, the highs were definitely against LC, Dig, and Stars, and the lows against Fnatic and Trig.
Makes sense.
I think what we can say, since this is the Banter Cab and all,
It is. It is the Banter.
C9 also did not qualify, so that makes us feel a bit better because they did come first. So
That's true.
if they don't qualify and we don't qualify, it makes us look a bit less bad, less worse.
Does it, though? Does it?
A little bit.
Does it, though?
Not really.
No, not really.
Nah, it was. I don't think we really put our best foot forward going into this one. We had some motivation issues. People weren't really practicing as much as they should have, myself included. But it's been a bit of a wake-up call. We're not taking this for granted anymore, so hopefully we'll come in stronger with this next split.
Well, talk about the next split then. What's the plan? Like, what have we got? Have we got anything special cooked up?
Well, we do. I guess this is a good a place as any to announce it. We're actually going to do a role swap.
Oh.
Between myself and Conf. I will go back to the solo lane, which is where the team started with me in the solo lane.
Okay.
Conf is going to go to the hunter role. The main reason behind this is because there was a lack of... Conf wasn't really enjoying solo.
Who does? Who does?
If you look on Twitter right now, not a lot of people do.
No, it appears that way from what we're seeing. So why would you go there then? Why would you want to go solo?
Well, because I loved... When I used to play solo, it was probably my favorite role. Like, hunters are my favorite gods, but solo is my favorite lane because you get the most gold, you get the most experience, and then you can do cycle and spin things, come in, clean up a team fight, and look like the best player ever.
Are you quoting yourself as saying you're going to do cyclone spin things? Is that what you're telling me here?
That's what I like to do, but we'll see how that plays out. You never know. I think that's what everyone wants to do.
I just hope the casters pick up on this and start calling you cyclone spin things as you come into a fight and then die. I'm excited to see how that'll play off for you. So that's the big plan with your team, is to switch you into the solo lane. Basically going to mix up your god pool then. You're going to be playing mages and warriors and the likes, whatever's currently big in the solo lane.
I think I'm just going to try break the solo. At first, I'm going to play the traditional stuff, Hercules and Ting, get to grips. But after that, I'm looking to really change it up and do what I want to do.
Transitions as a team then, I mean, is it working out okay? I guess it is working out okay, otherwise you wouldn't be looking to do this permanently. But I mean, who's having the harder time to adapt? I mean, is it you, would you say, or is it, Comfrey with the lane switch?
We've both been doing quite well, surprisingly, because we only floated around the idea of this back on Friday last week. So
On
it's been
Friday, on
yeah.
Friday, it's the day of recording this is Tuesday, guys,
Uh-huh.
and they're deciding to make this an official role switch in 5 days.
It's not a. It's more of a long-term fix than a short-term thing because we figured with the role enjoyment, motivation would suffer the longer we went on. So we wanted to swap it up to make sure everyone was enjoying it. So then we could really look for the long term. So maybe we won't have the strongest showing at the start of the split, but we are looking to top it off at the end. So
Well, there's more teams to play against this time round as well, isn't there? Which is
exactly,
one
yeah.
thing as well. So maybe you can have a weaker start to the split and hopefully strengthen up. Kind of like how Trig was going to be looking, honestly, when they first started out with their team. So talking about then, considering you got this lane switch and you've only decided on Friday, and Thursday is your first game of the Pro League, and you're going to be facing off against London Conspiracy. You can see that on your screen now. 4 p.m. EST. That's scheduled for. How are you feeling about London Conspiracy right now?
I mean, well, I guess we did lose them when I played Thanatos ADC. So long as I don't play Thanatos ADC, I think we'll be good.
Well, you're
I
not
mean,
playing
I
ADC
think-
anymore. You're not playing Hunter anymore, are you?
Oh,
So,
yeah, Thanatos solo then, or
Okay.
maybe that would work. Should I play Thanatos solo?
do you know what? It's banter. You know that would be the perfect banter comment to make. If you think it'll work against Snakeskin, do you reckon that's Snakeskin's weak link? Is playing Thanatos support?
Maybe Duke's in such a way that I'll actually hit Death Sight this time.
Oh, that'd be perfect. That would be the dream come true. So that's your first game on the blocks. I mean, London Conspiracy, like you said, you lost to them the first time round. How do you feel they're actually going to perform this season? Do you think they're in a good position right now?
I think NA, just as a general topic now, I think NA has kind of outdone EU in the first split. This is the first time I've ever been able to say that NA seems more competitive than EU in the terms of the number of teams performing at a top level. And I think EU is really this split. They've got something to prove. So I've seen a lot of teams like Upcoming Stars, Nox, and LC, and Dig included. All of them have been really getting a lot stronger with all the practice they put in. No one's messing about at the moment, which is good. So, I mean, you could see an upside. I do think we are the favourites for the LC game, but between the role swap and the practice everyone's been putting in, maybe they'll take it from us.
Well,
Probably not.
You have the season pass, right? In Client, you've got the season
Yes.
pass,
Yes.
and you can see the top game on the list is your game versus London Conspiracy. You're betting your FP on this now, right? Where are those two games going?
Titan.
Are you sure?
No question.
Are you
Titan.
sure? Like, if
Yeah.
I fill in Titan, it's not Titan. Like, I'm going to be disappointed that I've lost free FP because I didn't choose London Conspiracy for at least one of those games. Are you sure?
No, I'm pretty sure you should go Titan.
Titan. You heard it. You heard it from the new solo leader's mouth himself, guys. From that one, and then the week after that, we're going to be seeing you up against. So the May 24th at 1 p.m. EST. You've got Dignitas. Now you didn't mention Dignitas just yet. Talk to me about
Yeah.
Dignitas.
I feel they are very much like us, just without the experience. I think that as a team, Titan are pretty inconsistent with the way we play, and I think Dignitas are exactly the same. They're either on fire or they are a free win.
Did you just
So-
call yourself a free win?
I think at times we have been a free win. We almost lost to one of the
Wow.
Chinese teams at Worlds.
You
so,
did, and thank you for
Yeah.
making me a very enjoyable cast. I must say, I was very excited for that one. It was a bit
Yeah.
embarrassing at the same time. 'Cause I'm like, God, this is EU, we're losing.
No, but I got really frustrated with that game, honestly. But it was, yeah. So I think Dig, depending on how they're feeling, whether they're hot or not, they could really do well or they could not. I think over the entire length of the season, we'll see both ends of them, as we did in Split 1 with, they took down Trig, but then,
Then they struggled after that.
yeah. So I think that, I think they'll probably be middle, bottom end of the bracket based on the inconsistencies that they have.
Okay. Well, when we look further ahead now, we look to the whole of the Pro League. What's your plan in the Pro League this season? Is it finish top two, finish first, second, third? Where do we expecting ourselves to finish?
Well, anything other than first is a disappointment, and
Good
you know
way
what
to
they say
be.
about second place. Second place is the first loser. So
That's correct.
we don't want that. So obviously aiming for first place, but
Mm-hmm.
realistically with the role swap, first should be very easy. So.
Wow. Good shout out there. Good shout. First should be easy, even with a swap. Even with a lane swap.
Yeah.
Even with a lane swap. It felt like casual. That's what you're basically telling me here.
Pretty
The
much,
Pro
yeah.
League is going to feel like casualty this season. Okay. That's what you want to do. Well, with that in mind then, who do you think is going to finish top three? If you're first, who's second and third in the Pro League this season? Remember, all 8 teams are involved.
I'm gonna go with Fnatic and then Epsilon.
Oh,
I
and
think
Epsilon
I
and
think
Fnatic.
that it could be muddled a bit, but I'm thinking Fnatic and Epsilon. Epsilon are really strong at the moment. Um, like Ninja Demi is insane. All of them are really insane on their roles. So
Hmm.
anyone going in to that matchup should be
Which
pretty
order?
scarce.
If it's you top, is it Epsilon second or Fnatic second?
I'm gonna give it to Fnatic. They have the experience. So
Now, I mean, you're the second person in the banner cab so far. Zindan said he didn't expect Trig to do well either. And you've not mentioned Trig again in the top three. I mean, they did beat you to go to the LAN,
hmm
and now you expect them not to finish top three this season. What's the reasoning?
I mean you can't. They had a very strong showing in the split on the online games, but when it came to the LAN, what was the was it 05?
It was indeed 05.
Yeah. I mean, it's what I have to call out what Zimstar said when he said that EU didn't send their best teams to Worlds, and then they were looking to really show up and show they were one of the best teams in EU, and then they went 0-5. So I think that's a bit of bad blood there between the teams. And he
Banter.
did call us out at World as well, saying that we'd lose, and then we didn't. What we
You nearly did.
Yeah, we nearly did.
Well, you nearly went 0-3 at the finals. I'm just saying, you nearly did. Thank God for Ares and Ymir. Thank God for those. If it wasn't for Kanye, whatever, all the dreams were over for EU. You gave us some
Yeah.
hope for this season. That's all I'm saying. You gave us hope by making it to a best of 5.
No,
So,
I think Trig will do well though. I just not
so where then? Where would Trig come? If you're
fourth. A solid
fourth.
fourth or fifth, depending how they
So who's fourth if
play
they're
their
fifth?
games with Nox.
Who's
I
fourth
think
and
it's going to
fifth?
be Nox and Trig fourth and fifth.
Wow, and you think Dig's going to be that far down?
Because of their inconsistencies, I think they could easily beat Epsilon, or they could beat Fnatic, they beat us, and they could also lose to some of the less experienced teams like Upcoming Stars or um, Upcoming Stars.
You've forgotten the other team, haven't you? That's a bit embarrassing.
Can they lose to them
I'm not going to
somehow?
save you. I'm not going
Um,
to save you. I'm just going to sit and watch.
LC, I guess, and
That's the
Nox.
team. London
Uh-huh.
Conspiracy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So where's London Conspiracy coming then?
I think we're looking at the sixth spot. That's what. Yeah.
So who's bottom two?
I'm putting Dig and Stars at bottom two.
You're putting Dig and Stars at bottom two.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we're going to see a repeat.
So your order in your head right now is probably you top, followed by Epsilon, then Fnatic, then Trig or Night's Watch, and then we're looking to Dignitas. Oh, sorry, London Conspiracy, then Dignitas.
You've forgotten this time.
and Upcoming Stars. That's your order.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm sure I will eat my words as we finish sixth. but-
Interesting. You realize the retweets of this after you lose games is going to be out there, and the positions come up, and they're going to be like, "Well, Ataraxia did state that, we just
well,
could have finished
you
this."
can't come into the banter cab and not.
You can't.
just-
You can't come into the banner cab. No, banner. I'm not going to let you. I'll just keep asking you the questions until you say something. Next thing I'm going to talk to you about, okay? I know you've just lane switched away to the solo lane now, but Hunt is in the current meta in terms of their build. This isn't on the list of things I told you we were going to discuss today. I just wanted to bring it up, is the fact that you brought out an absolutely weird frickin' build, right? And it existed for a while. Does it still exist now, or is there something better, you think? Or do you realize the error of your ways with that build?
I've all the way through the build, I maintained that there are pros and cons to it, and I never said that it was better than the other build. I said it had its different strengths.
Agreed.
And the reason that I went away from it in the end was because it was too expensive.
But now it's cheap. It's got cheaper now. Heartseeker
Yeah.
went down.
So, well, there's actually a different variation. The Heartseeker Asi build that's going on right now, if you swap boots for Fatalis, it's an extra 600 gold, but it's also a DPS increase.
I see.
And, boots just suck, honestly.
So if you had to build a hunter right now, you would build Heartseeker, Devos, Fatalis.
No, I'd probably go Heartseeker, Asi, Fatalis. Or go for the boot. It really depends because, for example, some of the hunters in solo lane, I'm probably going to shy away from them for now, but I know, like, Neath, if you get the boots on a straight after Heartseeker, you punish so much harder than you would with the Fatalis. So I'd probably get boots with her just because you're looking for the early game, not the late game.
The early game
but,
question. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're nearly getting these sheep out of the way, because this is why we've been sat in the cab for so long, is because basically the sheep have blocked the way. We're in Wales after all. I'm surprised Ataraxia didn't jump out of the cab to go and molest one of them. But he hasn't, which is good news. We did get a chance to actually speak to him for a little while. One thing to mention, Ataraxia, before we go, right? I said this to Zinjan, I'm going to say this to everybody on the show. Looking very far forward towards Worlds now. Do you reckon there's going to be a region that's going to shine a lot stronger than they did this time round? If so, who?
I think that it really depends on the format of Worlds, but I'm gonna go with North America. I do think that they won clearly, but
Okay.
I feel like they had two teams,
True.
and that was it. So I think as a region, they are going to be the region that shines. I think it's going to be reverse. I think the EU is going to come out with 2 or 3 top level teams, and then the rest will be a bit lower level. And then NA is going to be the one with, there are 4 or 5 teams here you could put at Worlds.
Okay.
That's the way I look at it.
So that's what you think. But at Worlds, do you reckon China or Brazil or Oceania might be a thing this time round? I mean, let's be honest. You nearly lost to China, so
yeah. I mean, everyone's already scared of China and all the Asian teams. Just from the experience they have in other games, they tend to do very well. So fingers crossed, they're not going to win, because that kind of marks the end of our careers.
It does. Because then I moved to China and start guessing there. Green cards aren't an issue in China, guys. But yeah, I mean that could be a thing. Is there any notes or shout-outs you want to give before we move on and drive away this Banter cab to its next destination?
I guess just everyone who's supporting esports, yourself included, those who take part and those who watch. Because without the people who watch or take part, then there wouldn't be anything to do. So thank you to the people who give me the ability to live my dream, I guess.
The ability to live his dream. Find out whether Ataraxia and the Titan Boys can defeat London Conspiracy this week. Thursday's the game for them. Following that, let's see if they can finish first. Well, Ataraxia seems to think he can make it. We'll find out what the other teams think as they get themselves in the Banter cab over the coming weeks. If you do enjoy these, give a follow, subscribe, let me know what your feelings on it, and definitely give some comments to Ataraxia, because I'm sure there's going to be plenty of banter after this one.